My name is Kathy Baumgartner-Hetrick, and Steve Philippi and I undertook a very large project this year of the 250th anniversary of Palmyra. We have decided to do some oral histories of people who have lived in Palmyra. Most of them are over the age of 80 or 85, and we asked them to tell us their story about Palmyra so that we could put together a DVD that you're going to watch now that has the stories of Palmyra based on the people who have lived here. We hope you enjoy it. We've had a fun time doing it, and we think you'll learn a lot about Palmyra and the history of Palmyra through the stories of Palmyra.
All right, my name is Betty Rauchs, and I was born June the 6th, 1925.
And my name is John Rauchs, Betty's husband, of course. I was born in 1923.
Now you were employed in Palmyra.
Yes, for a short period of time. I worked for Betty's father for about 7 years. And then I...
And what business? Let's talk about what
Oh,
business.
that was Buick and Chevrolet, of course.
Gingrich, Buick, and Chevrolet,
Yeah.
right, okay.
And then I went with Kraft. They moved into Palmyra, and I got the office manager's job there.
Yeah. Well, now, what did they make at the Kraft plant in Palmyra?
Locally, it's an interesting question. They pioneered the miniature marshmallow.
Oh, really?
There was a Greek boy by the name of Alex Dumas. And Alex used to watch his dad make marshmallow candy the old-fashioned way, big knife and cut squares. And he kept thinking to himself, there has to be something better than this. And one day he squeezed a tube of toothpaste and saw there's a ribbon. He said, that's it. And he worked until he invented a piece of equipment that could shoot marshmallow out in a stream.
And they did that right here in Palmyra?
Palmyra pioneered the miniature marshmallow. Kraft had that for quite a few years before competition moved in.
Right. Today when you go to the store, you see all different varieties, but that's
right. And even they make the large now the same way.
The same way?
It's called extruding.
Okay. Extruding the marshmallow. I always thought they made cheese in Palmyra. Did they make cheese?
No, that was after they reopened. 1964. They reopened. They closed in 62. 62 and reopened in 64. That's when we went into the cheese cutting operation.
Okay.
We didn't manufacture cheese, we cut it and shipped it out.
That's neat. Well, now when did Kraft actually open?
Roman Hosiery owned that building first. And this was just prior to the war. And they had to give it up because silk was at a premium. The men in the service got parachutes and big nylon cord, and that's where the material went for.
And so they stopped making silk hosiery?
So they stopped making silk hosiery. Kraft bought the building in 1954, right? And then by 55 they were beginning to get this marshmallow thing going. And that's basically it. Then they closed it in 62 and reopened it. And somebody else in the higher up wanted the marshmallow operation in their district.
And so they closed it. And then there's a restaurant in town now called the Ice House, and I understand it was named that because the Iceman, and I'm not sure who that was, but the Iceman lived in that house. And
That
he
was
was
Mr. Rube Stafford.
Mr. Rube Stauffer.
Yeah.
And now did he deliver ice to everybody's home, or did you have to go someplace to get the ice? This is why you had to go to the grocery store almost every day, because you didn't have the refrigerators and so forth.
Hershey had an ice supply, and then later on there was one out of Anvil.
Okay.
And I think Mr. Stauffer, we call him Rube, I think, employed every kid that went through town. We all carried ice.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So would you, of course the telephones weren't in use as much then either. How did people order their ice? You just went down the street?
Yeah. Put a card on the window, 50 50 pounds, 10 pounds or whatever.
Oh, they put a car in the window like the
Yeah,
water kind of,
right.
okay, and then he would deliver it. So he'd just drive down the street and the kids would get it out
Had
of
a
the
nice
truck.
picnic, yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Very nice.